The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
Did you ask the Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden?
No, actually, I didn't. I asked the Ukraine to investigate the allegations that there was interference in the election of 2016 by the Ukrainians for the benefit of Hillary Clinton, for which there already is a court finding.
You never asked anything about Hunter Biden. You never asked anything about Joe Biden.
The only thing I asked about Joe Biden is to get to the bottom of how it was that Lutsenko, who was appointed, dismissed the case against Antak.
So you did ask Ukraine to look into Joe Biden?
Of course I did.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the downfall of this presidency. That was your ex-mayor and kooky ex-prosecutor Rudy Giuliani hanging himself. Now, on national TV, this man just went on national TV and said he went overseas and got involved in international affairs on his own without the consultation of the president. I don't believe that, But see, now that these indictments have come out of these two individuals that was helping him, he done painted himself in a corner, people. And I hate to get into a discussion about Donald Trump, because like I said, I don't want my show to be all about Trump and his raggedy criminal laced presidency. But this is impeachment. This stuff only comes around once every 30, 40, 50 years. This is like it really doesn't supposed to happen. But the founding fathers put it in the Constitution for a reason. By the way, this is the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. And before I get further into Rudy Giuliani and his, who I call AKA the Penguin, like DC Comics for all you comic book fans out there, the man is a real comic book character, him and Donald Trump. Donald Trump, of course, is the Joker. And these people are going down. They're going down, people. I'm going to get into the Masonic Journal. And I'm going to get into the Masonic Journal real quick before I continue on with Rudy Giuliani and his shenanigans. On November 9th at Panobi's in Nashville, we have the Blue Jean and Blazer party. Now, this is a grown folks party, people. It's a basically a charity event. The tickets are $20, and men, you can't get in the door unless you got a suit on or some kind of sports coat. We're not gonna let you in. Just plain and simple. You got to be dressed. You got to be decent, man. You can't come in there with no shorts on. Unless the short. And I've seen some sharp suit coats with shorts to match it. I've seen suits like that, short suits. I have never worn one, but I've seen them. And if it's warm outside and you come in like that, more than likely we'll probably let you in. But men, you're not getting in there with no jogging suits on, sweatpants, shorts. This is a grown folks party. So, we got some other things coming down the pike as far as charity events for my lodge, Nimrod 9. And of course, we also work the Titans game. Us in Assyria chapter 2, the lovely ladies of Assyria chapter 2. We work the Titans games whenever they come to town. So we'll be in the house. I haven't worked a couple of games because I'll be doing my show, but I'm gonna try to make an appearance down there and help them out on the next time the Titans come to town. But that is the Daily Read for the day. And remember, any of my Masonic brothers and sisters out there all across the country, if you want to advertise your charity event or anything you got going on, email me all the pertinent information at masonicjournal@gmail.com. Again, that's all lowercase, masonicjournal@gmail.com. and send me all the information and contact information, no matter what lodge you in, as long as it's in legit standing, and send me that pertinent information. And you never know who might be in your city. We traveling men and women, so we could be in Houston, we can be in California, we can be in Minneapolis, we could be anywhere. And if they hear it on my show that there's an event going on, they might want to stop through there and fellowship with you. So send me any pertinent information or whatever events you have going on in your area, and I'll make sure to make a commercial out. It's free, people. I'm not charging you nothing. It's free. Now, as far as advertising go, I'm starting to find some supporters in the community that like what I do as far as the Nashville and Murfreesboro community, and I will start having local advertisement here on my show here pretty soon. So that's another thing I got. That's another thing I got working. That's another thing I got working that's coming. So that is the Masonic Journal, people, and hit me up. Now back to this Rudy Giuliani character. This is the man just painted himself in a corner, people. So now he either is gonna have to tell on the president to say the president sent me to Ukraine, which is illegal, to get dirt on Joe Biden, which is what he was saying earlier on some of his TV shows that he was being interviewed on. Or he could say, like he said to Chris Cuomo, that no, the president didn't know nothing about this. I went on my own. And if that's the case, he's going to get indicted, because that's illegal also. Because basically what you're doing, you violating laws of foreign interference in our elections. So either way it goes, Rudy Giuliani is supposed to be a lawyer. And it just goes back to what I always tell people about how sometimes being smart don't make you wise, and vice versa. You could be wise and have a lot of street game and street savvy, but at the same time, you don't have any book smarts. And what I think Rudy Giuliani messes up at, the man is probably book smart as far as the laws of this land go. Not all of them, because there is a lot. But I don't think he's street savvy when it comes to criminal activity. And this is what Donald Trump, before he became President Trump, has been dealing with all his life. Donald Trump is a Russian stooge. He's a part of the Russian mafia. And this is what some of you in the audience that listen to me have to understand. A lot of the people that have voted for him have been duped with lies, conceit, conning. In the South we call it popping cone. They call it in Memphis, when somebody pop cone, they trick you out of your money, or they trick you out of something that you don't want to give up, but they talk so good. Donald Trump has the gift of gab, people. He's a dangerous man. And fortunately, his sons don't have it. They'll never make it in politics or successful. Once Donald Trump goes away, it's going to be almost like every other crime family. Once the head or the first two in charge leave, everything else just disappears. The children are probably going to get indicted too along the way, because they're trying to be a part of what Donald Trump has set in motion. It won't be no Trump dynasty like the Bushes or the Clintons or, them type of people. It's never going to be that, people. Once Donald Trump goes away, and they have charges waiting on him once he leaves the presidency. And this is why he's fighting so hard to maintain his presidency. Because once he leaves office, the Southern District of New York is coming at him. You know, he's been crooked all his life. And bigotry people has led him down a path to become president. Because he didn't like Barack Obama. And he let his bigotry and his hatred for seeing this country turned over in the hands of a black man running it allowed him to run for office when he knows his whole life is going to be an open book. Anybody that runs for public office, I always, say you got to be right. Even if it's things you've done in your past that's not that bad, you got to be right, people, because they coming at you. They're going to open your life up. They're going to open your life up like a book. Let me get into some of this and some of the people that was indicted that surrounded Rudy Giuliani. Okay, this is some stuff, people. This is off the chain. It says here, Mr. Trump moved to oust Mrs. Yovanovitch this spring after Mr. Giuliani told him that she was undermining him abroad and hindering efforts to investigate the Bidens. She hasn't responded to requests for comment, and House committees are seeking her testimony, which she already had. This is a couple of days old. Now, the indictment also says Mrs. Parnas and Mr. Fruman and Parnas met in July 2018 in Las Vegas. Now, all of this stuff went down in Las Vegas, people, and to hatch plans to start a recreational marijuana business in Nevada that would be funded by unnamed Russian nationalists. Now, it goes back to the Russian connection now. Their plan was to contribute as much as $2 million in politicians in Nevada, New York, and other states with the goal of acquiring marijuana licenses, that indictment says. When they missed the deadline to apply for a license in Nevada, they made additional contributions to candidates there to try to get their business green lighted. This is illegal, people. This is quid pro quo. You grease the palm of politicians just to get something passed that you want to do. This is illegal. Now, these two guys, Parnas and Fruman, and their business partner, Kukushkin, I think this is the Russian guy, attended an October 20th, 2018 rally, according to the indictment. That day, Mr. Trump held a rally in Elko, Nevada, to urge support for Republican gubernatorial candidate Adam Laxalt. Now, this is all forming together like Voltron, people. He's flying around the country doing rallies, but at the same time, he's not just going to be at them rallies. A rally might last an hour or two, and these same people are rotating around in the same area, the same state. Rudy Giuliani is involved because these same guys Rudy Giuliani was using for his Ukraine connects to dig dirt up on Joe Biden. Like I said, the man just painted himself in the corner. Right there on live TV. I played it for you. Chris Cuomo, I gotta give my props. If you guys are on Twitter or Facebook, man, Chris Cuomo he's bad. He got Rudy Giuliani painted in a corner on national TV to the point where this guy, basically, you're gonna either take the fall and say Donald Trump had nothing to do with all of this, while you was flying around the country, different countries trying to dig up dirt on Joe Biden, or the government did have something to do with it, which means Donald Trump did. They got pictures of this guy sitting next to these crooks. Donald Trump Jr., Rudy Giuliani. It says a spokesman for America's First Action said the super PAC had placed a contribution in a separated bank account after a complaint was filed in July 2018 by the FEC. The donation has not been used for any purpose, and the funds will remain in this segregated account until these matters are resolved. We take our legal obligations seriously and scrupulously comply with the law, and suggestion otherwise is false. We even got a representative from Texas, Pete Sessions, tied into this. Now, Pete Sessions, let me back up and break all this down to you. Biden, I told you from the beginning, was the only thing that can beat Donald Trump. All of the rest of these people, they have a chance of beating him, but not like Biden people. So Donald Trump knows this. He knows the day he walks out of office, he might have a pair of handcuffs waiting on him. So basically what he did, I'm going to break this down for you, for everybody like me to break it down for you. If you want to know what's going on with this whole scandal surrounding the impeachment and Rudy Giuliani with these two guys that just got indicted. Donald Trump knew that the people in government are government officials. They have to follow by the law. Not all of them. Some of them are crooked. But on the most part, some of these people are patriots, and they take this stuff serious. And he had to go to somebody on the outside to dig up dirt on Joe Biden, which is, here comes Rudy Giuliani. Now, Michael Cohen, his old lawyer that used to be the man to do this, is in jail, and he's turning state's evidence against Donald Trump. They call them fixers. So now Donald Trump has to go to another guy. So he pulls in Rudy Giuliani. And like I said, Rudy Giuliani was a mayor and a federal prosecutor, people, for years. He's supposed to know the laws. But like I said, he's not street savvy. Donald Trump is a long-time criminal. He might wear a suit and shit on the gold toilet in Trump Tower, but the man is a long-time criminal. So he's street savvy. He knows the game. And Rudy Giuliani doesn't know the game. Even after all of this stuff that he's seen Michael Cohen go through, he allowed Donald Trump to send him on a mission to Ukraine and involve all of these shady characters to dig up dirt on Joe Biden and his son. Now, mind you, this dirt that they digging up is not real. It's conspiracy theories. It's the stuff that's spouted on the airwaves of talk radio. You know, people like Michael Savage, people like Rush Limbaugh. You know, this is stuff that's Mark Levin. This is stuff that these kooks on talk radio spout out to the world, which are lies. And he sent Rudy Giuliani on this mission. Not only Rudy Giuliani, but he sent his attorney general, which is supposed to be the attorney general for the United States. This man is supposed to be taking care of mafia criminals at home. He done sent this man Barr out to different countries trying to find dirt on people. This is illegal. And it's crazy. Now, Rudy Giuliani done got these two people who have been doing shady dealings with other congressmen, Republican congressmen, you know, giving them illegal funds for their thumbs up on some legislations. And now he done got these people involved in it. And what's finna wind up happening is, once these guys fully get indicted, they're going to turn around and turn state's evidence against Rudy. And once they turn state against Rudy, he has a choice. It can stop with him, and he can do 10, 15 years, or he can get himself out of it by turning around and telling on Donald Trump. You know, this is a problem that the Republicans have. And now they can't get on TV and try to talk about Joe Biden now. people like Lindsey Graham, they wanted to bring Rudy Giuliani to Congress and have him testify, not about the scandal of Donald Trump, but about Joe Biden. This is crazy. This has nothing to do with Joe Biden and his son. But they wanted to bring Rudy Giuliani. And see, Rudy Giuliani can't do that now because he's under federal scrutiny. You know, so I'm finna get into my first commercial break, and when I get back, I'm gonna jump into Fox and Friends. I call it state TV. You know, this stuff that happens in dictator countries. You know, like Venezuela and places of that, and Russia and places of that nature. This stuff like here, where you have state TV, where they don't tell you real news. They tell you everything that the president or the premier of the country says is right, which is a bunch of lies. This is stuff that only happens in third world countries. And Fox News has basically turned into Trump TV. And I'm finna get into another part of this, because the reason why Giuliani and Donald Trump have so much hatred for Barack Obama, the previous administration, and what's going on is because Fox News led a campaign for 8 years against Barack Obama. And that campaign bled into the minds of some of these white people who already have a racial bias in them. And they got fed a bunch of lies. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. These lies are starting to backtrack on them and catch up with them to the point where they done elected a criminal and put him in the White House. So when we come back off this commercial break, I'm going to jump over to Fox News and show you how vile these people are when they're talking about, you know, the people over there, the Kurds over there are being killed right now. These are our allies, people that help us fight against ISIS. And I'm gonna show you the type of people that Fox News are and what some of these white people are listening to when we get back on the Daily Read.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
The Rod presents his very own Blue Jeans and Blazer Party, people. Blue Jeans and Blazer Party. Get ready, Nashville. November 9th, 2019 at 7 p.m. until. It's going to be held at Panobius, 903 Rivergate Parkway, Goodlettsville, Tennessee, 37072. Contact information is 615-440-1707 for tickets. Again, it's going to be held at Panobius, the Blue Jean and Blazers Party. Be there, be nowhere.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
That's a campaign promise? Well, abandon the people that got the caliphate destroyed?
I think when people find out that somebody else is willing to take over the fight against ISIS, they're going to be okay with it.
Who's taking it?
Well,
Turkey.
Turkey's not going to fight ISIS.
We have given Turkey permission to do that and the quote was, Turkey will now be responsible for all ISIS fighters.
Right. And kill and wipe out the Kurds? Are you kidding me? Again, we're abandoning our most loyal allies who did all our fighters. All we did is arm them, and they did all the work. And now we say, good luck. Good luck surviving.
Well, it looks like that's the tack the White House and the president's going to take.
All right, people, and we're back with the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Just to do a quick recap on my first segment, just in case some of you just tuning in on this podcast. We was talking about Rudy Giuliani, a.k.a. the Penguin, you know, the comic book Penguin. And, of course, you know, Donald Trump is the Joker. And I was just, you know, letting the people out there know and break it down for you what's going on with this whole scandal and why it's the same thing that happened with Russia investigation all over again. The only difference is it's Ukraine now, and it's out in the open. See, the whole Russia thing was so complex that people couldn't understand it. So they was just thinking that the Democrats was trying to get Donald Trump. But he turned around after these Republicans done got him out of the Russian scandal. He turns right back around and jumped head first into the same thing he was accused of the first time. But it's been exposed now. And basically what he did was he used the power of the government to go across seas and dig up dirt on his political opponent, which is illegal. And he used people like Rudy Giuliani to get in there, which Rudy Giuliani is not a part of the United States government. He doesn't work for the United States government. He's a private attorney for Donald Trump. And he used people like this to go in and fire the woman who actually worked for the government because he knew she wasn't going to have none of it. So he got rid of her so he can ease the way for all of this foolishness that's going on with this administration. And she spilled the beans. She came and testified on what exactly happened. And it's not going to stop. Some more people are finna come forward and testify as to the fact of what's going on with this rogue president and, you know, the Secretary of State and the United States Attorney General. This is all, and I even think Mike Pence, you know, I call Mike Pence Two-Face. If anybody keep up with the comic books, you know, he has this Christian side, the face, and then he has this crazy maniacal lunatic side. You know, Mike Pence is not nothing to play with. He's creepy as hell, people, and I think he's involved in this too. You know, that's why I call him Two-Face, because he's a liar. You know, he claims to be a religious man, a religious zealot. But a religious man wouldn't allow the things that Donald Trump does to go on around him without stepping up. So, but as you can tell by what I just played, that was Fox and Friends, that even the Republican Party is starting to have a split in how to handle Donald Trump, because the man just allowed our allies, people who fought with us against ISIS, to basically get wiped off this planet. Turkey doesn't like the Kurds. That history goes deep, goes back to the 1700s, people. And beyond that, the Kurds and some of the Kurds are Christian people. And some of the Turks are Muslim people. So there's a conflict right there. And of course, the Kurds help us fight against ISIS. So basically, we just abandon these people. I have an article in this newspaper where one of the women that right here, I didn't know it was a big Kurdish population right here in Nashville. I knew it was a lot of Arabs here, but I didn't know that it was a lot of Kurds here. You know, Arab is basically a terminology for all of the people in the northern African region, but I didn't know it was a lot of Kurdish people here. But we have in Nashville the biggest Kurdish population in the country, and they went and protested downtown. I wish I'd have known about this earlier. I would have tried to get down there and interview some of these people. But one of the men said, "We have no backup. We have helped so much. We defeated ISIS, and there's nobody supporting us when we have supported so many." These people are dying over there, getting bombed right now, being displaced. All because, and there's no telling what's going on with this and this guy that runs the Turkey country. And to get back to what I was saying about Fox News and the Republicans started all of this foolishness, because you have to go back to the history of this. News is powerful, people. News keeps the people in power in line, because if the public finds out, they will vote you out of office. So what basically happened was, when Barack Obama became president, it shocked so many whites. I'm going to say white men. And the reason why I say white men, because white women helped put Barack Obama in office. We had a large population of minorities help vote him in, but if it wasn't for the white women to help push him in office, he wouldn't have never won. Both times, you know. But the white men in this country had a fit. And when Barack Obama became president, Fox News went on a 8-year campaign to smear this man and treat him like garbage. 8 years, people. And during those 8 years that Fox News was pumping into the brains of America, mostly white brains, that Barack Obama was bad for the country, the whole time it was riling up powerful white people. Not just powerful white people, but powerful crooks who happen to have racism in their heart. People like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has always been a racist crook. Even though he deals with black people, he has always felt he was above them. And over the years of listening to Fox News, he developed this angst in his heart against black and brown people. But a lot of that stuff that was pumping out the airwaves was false. It was garbage. And that made him run for president. So when he ran for president, he didn't even think he was going to win, people. He was getting ready to start a television network that was going to talk bad about Hillary Clinton for the first 4 years she was in office. It was going to be basically what Fox News was against Barack Obama. It was going to be a smear campaign. He was going to spend his money to start a television network that was going to just talk about Democrats and Hillary Clinton. He had to shut it down once he became president because, like I said, he didn't even believe he was going to win. But that's how powerful media is. Media is so powerful that somebody like Donald Trump, who knows he's a crook and a criminal, jumps up with so much hatred in their heart and run for president knowing everything that he's done in his life is finna be exposed. That's powerful. Because a smart man, if he was a crook, but he didn't like what's going on with Barack Obama, the smart man would have hired somebody like his son to run, or you know, somebody else. You see, that's what a smart crook would have done. But this fool did it himself. And now he's in jeopardy of being impeached, and he's in jeopardy of quite possibly going to jail. Him, Rudy Giuliani, Barr, and Mike Pompeo. All of them. And I know a lot of minorities that look at my show, they don't follow this stuff. But they should. This is not a white problem. People think it is. This is not a white problem, people. This is America's problem, and we are part of America. The things that goes on with Donald Trump and his presidency affects your life, your kids' life. So we all should pay attention to this. It says Nashville has more Kurdish residents than any other city in the U.S., with a population of at least 15,000 in recent years. That's a lot of Kurds right here in Nashville. I didn't even know there's that many Kurds in Nashville. That's a lot of people. That's why they're protesting. One man named Nayad Sharif, 22. I couldn't keep silent as he and his father joined crowds Friday afternoon to bring attention to the turmoil brewing in Kurdistan region. This is a difficult situation. There's a lot of energy here, but sadness. Everything is at stake all the time. This is crazy. This is crazy. These people are dying. And there's no telling what kind of deals Donald Trump has cut with the Turkey president. Donald Trump might have things invested over there. He's looking out for the future of his kids because, like I say, Donald Trump is an old man. You know, he might live another 20 years, 15. But, you know, once you get to 70, you're on borrowed times. Once you get to 70, you're on borrowed time, people. Because the average man lives to be about 65 to 70. The average woman lives to be about 72 to 85. You know, women outlive us. So Donald Trump is on borrowed time, and he knows this. And he's doing everything he can to use the government to build wealth for his kid, his new son, and his rest of his kids. Excuse me. He's trying to use the government to build wealth for his kids and his family after he's gone. You know, this is something, and it's not necessarily right here in the United States. These people are cutting deals with other countries, you know, behind the scenes that we probably don't even know nothing about. His daughter has patents in China. He wants to talk about Hunter Biden. You know, let's talk about his kids. You know, his daughter's over there doing illegal. She's getting patents, and she has a company over there that's making her costume jewelry and things of that nature, and using the government website to promote her business. You know, then his son over in India, one of his sons over in India, cutting deals. He has a golf course in Ireland that has an airport right next to it that, you know, the Air Force is starting to use, which is putting money, government funds, into the pockets of the Trumps. This is illegal, people. And nobody's saying anything about this on the Republican side. This is illegal. He's willing to allow hundreds of thousands of people to be slaughtered in the streets for his own political gain and for his own monetary gain. It's not even political with Donald Trump, and that's the thing people need to understand. This is not even political with him. One guy said, "I rarely participate in demonstrations, but the sudden and unexpected betrayal of the Kurdish people is outrageous and dangerous." United States Representative Jim Cooper, Democrat of Nashville, said as he stood among the crowd, "The Kurdish people have been our friends for decades. They saved us from ISIS. They're the best fighters in the area. Even Republicans are speaking out against this." This might be the thing that sinks Donald Trump. All of the other stuff was bad. It's bad, but him backstabbing the Kurds, that's terrible. You know, that's outrageous. And like I said, I didn't want to do my show totally on that. I had other things lined up, but, you know, you can't avoid this impeachment. You can't avoid the fact that he turned his back on hundreds of thousands of people that are getting slaughtered in the streets just so he can get on a campaign rally at one of his shows and say, "Didn't I promise y'all bring the soldiers home?" At what expense? It wasn't that many soldiers over there to begin with. It was 1,000 soldiers over there. This is crazy. I'm going to my next commercial break, and when we get back, I'm gonna dive into the daily read with these articles I found in here, and I'm gonna give a call to Porter. Porter has had a few health issues, and which is why he wasn't on the show last week. And you know, my prayers go out to him, of course. And we're gonna talk to him about it and let him give you his take on what basically happened with him. But watch this stuff closely, and I'm talking to all my minority brothers and sisters, because you know, some of us think that this is not your business. It's white people business. But it is, because you live here. And the things that this clown does affects you. Because if they take him out of office, there's not going to be a civil war in this country. But as a minority, you're going to have to watch yourself. You're going to have to watch yourself, people. As a minority in this country, if they remove Donald Trump, which more than likely I think they're going to do, they're going to take him out of office. Now, as far as Mike Pence go, they might cut a deal, because I think Mike Pence is involved in this too. But what's going to wind up happening is they're going to cut a deal with the Republicans and remove Donald Trump and put Mike Pence in office. I think I got a funny feeling that's where this is headed. And once that happens, people, you're going to have at least 40% of the population, which is nowhere near half. It's not half. I think it's less than that. I think maybe 30% of the population, and mostly white people. It's a few clownish minorities scattered in there amongst them that loves Donald Trump. You know, I'm not even gonna get involved in that. I'm not even gonna discuss that. But all I can tell you, people, is, especially my minority people that watch my show, watch yourself. Watch yourself at your workplace. Watch yourself when you're going to the grocery store. You know, watch yourself when, especially black men who date white women. You know, some of them can scream rape when you ain't even rape them. The whole time she never did like black men in the first place. She came on to you, you know, just because she wants to have some type of payback for them removing Donald Trump out of office. You know, watch yourself, people, because it's coming. Rudy Giuliani done painted himself in the corner, and this is not going to go down like the whole Russian scandal did. This is something totally different. And then he turns around and backstabbed the Kurds, which has turned Republicans against him. So now he already have Democrats against him, but the Kurdish people are Christian. Pat Roberts got on TV and said something about him. And you know, Pat Roberts is one of the evangelical Christian faith voters. He's one of the people that makes the Christian voters get out. Pat Robertson. He got on TV and said that this is a bad move. So more than likely Donald Trump is going down in flames. And when he do, you got to watch yourself out here if you're a minority. So we'll be back with the Daily Read.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
The Rod presents his very own Blue Jeans and Blazer Party, people. Blue Jeans and Blazer Party. Get ready, Nashville. November 9th, 2019 at 7 p.m. until. It's going to be held at Panobius, 903 Rivergate Parkway, Goodlettsville, Tennessee, 37072. Contact information is 615-440-1707 for tickets. Again, it's going to be held at Panobius, the Blue Jean and Blazers Party. Be there, be nowhere.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Okay, people, and we're back with the Daily Read, and I'm your host, Marcus Gentry. I'm here with Brother Porter, and he's here with the sports talk with the sports call with Brother Porter. So what's going on, Brother Porter?
Man, just loving this beautiful day out here, man. Ready for a good day of football, you know.
Okay.
It's you know how I like to do it. I like to give out my pick. Of course, I ain't going with Dallas. Everybody know that. The Jets gonna take them out again.
Okay.
If the Jets beat them, if they beat the Jets today, they'll be saying they're going back to the Super Bowl. But we know that ain't happening. So my top picks today is gonna be the Chargers, the Saints, and the Redskins. I got the Redskins gonna win because they got the new coach, interim coach they done picked in, named Callahan. He's a pretty good dude too. So some of the most notable things that I've seen this week is that you got the rookie class this time. The top running back coming is McCaffrey. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got 866 yards for the season. Keep making a name for himself as a young guy, you know.
Okay.
But you got some stuff going on, man. Your boy Antonio Brown name keep on resurfacing.
Is he back in the scandal?
Huh?
Is he back in the scandal?
Well, he ain't in no scandal, but he really got an opportunity to play football again. You know, he's staying focused. He's working out.
Okay.
He's trying to work on his attitude. I don't know how far that's gonna get him. You know, but you know, he's still dealing with the investigation he got going on right now.
Right.
You know? So first thing that they're gonna deal with that, you know. And then so next thing that one that he's showing the table is Odell Beckham Jr. We don't know if he gonna it's been trade talks with this boy already at Cleveland already, as good of a receiver as he is. We don't know what's going on, you know. You know, I definitely got to give a big shout out to Simone Biles, man. You know, she broke the rare record, you know, with 25 championships.
Right. I read that. I read that in the paper. She has she matches the record on medals held by an Olympic champion.
Yeah, but she broke the record though.
Oh, she broke it.
That was with 24 medals.
Oh, okay. I thought she matched it. Okay.
No, so she got 25. She got 25 yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So she went on up on that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's huge.
It is.
Had a big, huge upset yesterday. An unranked team beat a top 10 team, South Carolina, but that can happen in the SEC because the SEC the ones that's doing their thing, right? So South Carolina upset Georgia by 3 points, 30-27. That was a huge loss for Georgia. Because they might not get this BCS thing tightening up, man.
Okay.
Top five gonna be Bama, Clemson, LSU, Oklahoma, and you got two teams on the bubble. What's gonna be Auburn, and you're gonna have Notre Dame. They're gonna be close to being in the top five, and that. Baseball, you got the Yankees beating the Astros. They beat the crap out them dudes, 7-0 yesterday.
I thought the Astros were pretty good.
Well, it is good, man. You got to be good there to get up there to this series right here. You got to be good.
Right.
So, but you know, last night, you know, it could have been first game cheaters. We don't know. But over there in the other side, over there, the NLS, you got the Nationals is killing the Cardinals. They won last night 3-1. Okay, but that's they winning the series 2-0 now. So they got problems in St. Louis. St. Louis, they crank them bats though. They get the rolling. But the Nationals is trying to make a run for it this year, and it's their turn.
Right.
But then did you see about your tennis?
What's going on in the tennis world?
In tennis, I know you're probably old enough to remember Capriati.
Yeah.
Okay, Capriati was the last one we had win. Juvenile win one of these tournaments, right?
Okay.
You got a boy named Coco Grab, 15-year-old, with this one yesterday, won the league championship, right? So he's making a name for himself early, man. He coming out strong. I'll be looking to see something more from him. But 15 15 years old to win a tournament like that, he gonna do something. He
Right.
gonna be somebody.
Yeah, 15, man. But you know, when you 15, man, you your tendons and your muscles and you know, everything is functioning at a so quick a pace that them 30 and 28-year-olds, man, they might not be able to keep up with him. You know?
Yeah, but man, we serving a skilled game. A skilled game.
Yeah, it's a skilled game.
You know, tennis of all games, brother. Of all games. You know, that's almost like chess and checkers, brother.
Right. You right.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Hey, get your suit for the blue jeans and blazers, man. You got to be on that, brother.
Oh yeah. I advertised. I let my people know that watch my show, man. That you can't get in the door, man, unless you got a suit on or a suit coat, a sports coat.
That's it.
You know, we ain't for let you in there. You know, this ain't no kiddie party. It's grown men stuff.
Right.
That's right.
I went and found me a dude at the penitentiary to make my doggone pants be starched right.
Okay. You gonna have it starched up.
Oh yeah, it got to be starched up for the blue jeans and blazers, man.
Right.
Man, but I've been seeing some other stuff too on the news, man. I wanted to ask you about, man.
Okay, yeah.
You know, what's going on with Giuliani, man?
That's what my show is on today. I call Giuliani, aka the Penguin, and Donald Trump, aka the Joker. These are comic book characters, man.
Man.
Yeah, they comic book characters.
What happened with I seen something about the dudes was running. They had one-way ticket. They was going to jail or something.
Right. They had.
Going to jail.
Well, see, what wound up happening with that is Giuliani had just met with these people, and you know the feds, and ain't no telling what Giuliani told them. Giuliani probably told them to leave the country, and as soon as they was finna get on that plane, the feds stopped them. You know, you got to come on back because you know, and see all of this stuff is as I was telling the audience that Giuliani is a longtime mayor and lawyer. And there's a difference between book smarts and wisdom, street smarts. And Donald Trump has a lot of wisdom. He has a lot of street savvy because he's a longtime crook. I don't think Giuliani, who's been a lawman all of his life, but he's a conspiracy theorist, but he's been a lawman all of his life prosecuting crooks. I don't think he has that street savvy to understand the situation he's in now. You know, he's on a different plane of existence when it come down to being a criminal instead of prosecuting a criminal. You know, so yeah, he has a lot of things. But what I told my audience to keep you in your prayers, man. You know, you wasn't on the show last week, and you know, I want you to, you know, talk about some things, man, that you went through, and you know, cause I want to do a show on health and how to keep it, you know, cause especially in the black community, we have diabetes running rampant and a lot of other health issues, and you know, I'm even trying to quit smoking myself, you know, and things of that nature, but. You know, I just wanted my artists to keep you in their prayers, man. But you can, you know, just give us a rundown of what's going on with you, man.
Well, I was actually relaxing. And the day this went down, it been 9 days now. But I went to the movie theater to see the Joker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't doing too much. I had a drink, you know, a couple of drinks, you know, some herbs, you know, that's it.
Right.
You know, and I sat down on the couch, and my old lady came to me and started talking to me. You know, I didn't know she was even talking to me. She was talking to me, but I wasn't responding.
Mm-hmm.
So she smacked me, and I kind of came to, and she said, "I'm taking you to the emergency room." I was like, "What's wrong?" She said, "I've been talking to you, and you didn't say that until I smacked you." You know, so we went to the emergency room, and I'm standing there talking to the nurse, and my heartbeat per minute was down to 39.
Oh, wow.
But I was standing there talking to them, and I didn't know anything was wrong, but I went from right there straight to the ICU unit, man. And, they did, man, I just decided, man, I'm at 50, man, so I need to go ahead and do the grown man checkup, man. I've been here half of a century, so
right.
I can do things that make sure that I'm okay, plus my mom and, family calling and saying, man, you need to do this and do that. So I took the advice, and I went on and got everything checked. And, man, the grand architect, he made me.
Right.
So,
that's right.
So he got me together, man, but it was an eye-opener, man, because I was sitting there at nighttime in the ICU, and they had me on this little box. And every test that they kept coming up with, it was negative. Nothing. They weren't finding nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. I mean, I did some serious tests, the BKG, the MRI, the CAT scan, the echo test. I did all of the stress tests. I did everything. And they couldn't find nothing wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I didn't have a cigarette.
Right.
I didn't have a cigarette the whole time I was in there, and I was spinning. So they gave me a prescription for these chewing gum. I chewed that. It was gone anyway. Come to find out that my main issue was not taking care of myself, man.
Yeah, we all have that. Yeah, we all have that, man. And go ahead, I'm listening.
I had made this happened to me before because I was passing out,
Okay.
I would be just like in a random conversation with friends and stuff, and I hang out in the motorcycle club as well, so it's a lot of drinking, and partying and stuff, so my body was kind of reacting to me not doing those type of things anymore on my own,
Right.
So, that just coming into play, but as I got everything checked out, it just turns out that, they still monitoring me.
Right.
It could be other things in the play, but what the big thing was that I need to leave them cigarettes.
That's right.
I need to get some doggone exercise, man.
You
know what I mean?
I thought about you at work. A friend of mine, he's one of my co-workers, he does the patch. And he had a couple of them on his truck, and he gave me one. And I was scared to take it at first, but I said, I'm gonna try it just to see. I asked him, was it prescription? I'm not gonna take nobody's prescription. And he said, no. He said you could buy it over the counter, So I went ahead, peeled it off, and stuck it on my shoulder. And within the first hour, the back of my tongue was tingling just a little bit. I could notice it. It wasn't real noticeable, but you can tell it was something different. And the rest of that day, I didn't even want to smoke. Usually when I eat something or drink some coffee, I want a cigarette or a Black and Mild. I didn't even want to smoke or nothing, And I kept it on there all that night, and I peeled it off that morning and took it off before I went to work. And I say within 3 or 4 hours at work, after I drank my first cup of coffee, that's when that nick came back. So them patches, that stuff, it does work.
Well, so I don't agree with the patch, man, because I'm a type of person. Anything experiences don't allow me to dream like dreams, right? Especially if they're not good dreams.
Okay.
So I'm scared of that patch because that's the side effect that they known for is that.
Oh,
but
bad dreaming.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I tried that. I tried the nicotine, whatever it's called.
Okay, like the cigarettes, Nicorettes. Yeah, the cigarettes.
Nicorette.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I asked them at the hospital, because I didn't think I was that bad. I didn't think that was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I said, y'all got me on this box and I can walk around. I said, why come I can't go outside and smoke? And they said, no, you don't need no cigarettes, but we'll give you a prescription and bring you some Nicorette,
Right.
So they started every 2 hours, they brought me some Nicorette. And after the first 4 pieces I took every 2 hours, I started throwing them in the can. They was giving it to me every day. I had a cashew can up there, that's my favorite peanut, cashew, my favorite meat.
Right.
So So I was throwing them in that can, you know, and saving them for when I got up, because them things expensive in the store.
Okay, okay. Right.
After 4 days of taking them like that, you know, I weaned myself off of them, and I tested myself the other day. I drank a beer, but that was going to be my worry. I had to not drink a beer because I had to have a cigarette behind.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm like you with that cup of coffee, you know. But the thing of it is, this is my last little testimony I'm going to give you on this, brother, because it's a secret, man. It's all inside of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was sitting there at midnight, 1, 2, and 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was walking around this hospital ward, ICU, brother. And this young black dude from New York, his name is James Thomas. I never forget this young man. He came in there and he said, "Man, why ain't you sleep?" You know?
Yeah.
And I said, "Man, how can I sleep up in this place, man? You hear all these beats and stuff that don't bother you." He said, "Man, it bothers me. That's why I was going to school and get my doctorate so I can learn how to take care of it." He said, "But why come you ain't sleep?" I said, "Man, I can't. I'm scared. I don't know what's happening. Y'all ain't telling me now. Y'all keep on saying negative. Y'all keep on saying negative." And this young man told me, he said, "Man, you know all these people up here?" He said, "Most of them ain't going home." He said, "Man, you ain't going." He said, "You going home. You got a chance to straighten out your problem, because your problem really ain't nothing. It's you. You're the problem. You got to fix it. You got to make up in your mind that you're going to stop doing this, but stop doing this, but doing it in moderation." You know what I mean? Things like that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
moderation is always the best key.
Man, this dude, maybe 24, 25, told me this, man, sitting up in the hospital, man. You know? And I'm thankful, man, because I feel good right now, man. I'm telling everybody, man, I'm not smoking cigarettes. I'm even asked a couple of things, "You don't want no cigarettes?" I said, "Man, what's for you, dog?" I mean, it's because I've been done, you know what I mean? That I'm done. I believe that I'm done. And it feels so good because I got 9 days. I ain't never went this long without a cigarette.
Wow.
Even when I was in jail, I came up on a hustle and got me a cigarette.
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
It's not something that, that I wanted to be without, but I'm just dying and taste for it is gone, man, and I'm thankful about that, man, you know? I really, really am.
Well, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud to call you my friend, my brother, and my Mason brother, man. And take care of yourself, because I'm gonna tell you, you inspired me, just by hearing your story, to start doing better with myself. I came in the other day and I wanted to do 100 push-ups, and after about 45, I got tired. I used to drop down, man, and do 100 easy, and I got tired. So now what I'm gonna do is, when I come in, cause before I get back on my weights, I'm gonna do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups every day. I'm gonna double it. Every day I'm gonna double it. Every day I'm gonna double it. And then once I get my calisthenics back up right, that's when I might add a little weight program inside of my working out. So it's keys and things we can do to take care of ourselves, man, and keep ourselves healthy out here, and especially in the minority community. But I'm pressed up against the time. Uh, like I tell my artists, my show is only supposed to be an hour long, but sometimes we go over. It's okay. That's one good thing about being privately owned. You have a few things you can do. But I appreciate your sports call, man, and this is the sports call with Porter, man, and we gonna catch you next week, man.
All right, brother. All right, man. I see you soon, brother.
All right. God bless you,
All
man.
right, man.
Some more be.
All right.
And that was the sports call with Porter. And that is my good brother Porter, and he knows everything and all things about sports, and he's been taking a dive into political things too, and I'm glad he's still around. I'm glad he's gonna be here for a while. We all got to take better care of ourselves, because if we don't do it, nobody will. And I think I'm gonna do a show on proper health, nutrition, dieting, things of that nature. And I might even call around sometime this week and see if I can find a nutrition that I can call to have her or him a part of the show. So I want to thank all my listening audience, and this is the Daily Read with your host, Marcus Gentry.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.